Hello and welcome to Let's Play Solasta, Crown of the Magister, with me, Bring It On. Solasta was released today, May 27th, 2021. It has been in early access for a while, but today marks the release of the 1.0 version, so the full release of the game. It was both developed and published by Tactical Adventures, and it is a CRPG, based on Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, specifically 5.1 I think. The developers had a very restrictive license as to what they could use from D&D, so some classes won't be in the game or can't be in the game, races as well, and I believe some things are renamed to get around that legality. But yeah, I'm really excited. I saw some gameplay for this back when they first announced it, and I think I saw some more after that. I think it looks really good. I have no idea what the story's about, so we're going to be jumping in almost completely blind. This game does a couple of unique things that I really appreciate. So when you go to a new adventure, for one, they plan on adding more campaigns to the game. This is just the first campaign, Crown of the Magister. And you can actually make your party before you enter. You make your entire party. There are no narrative NPCs as far as I understand, which is really cool. So you get to actually set up your whole party, and it gives you a lot more freedom for role-playing and for, you know, obviously your party build. So this episode, going forward, will be nothing but character creation. We'll be making all of our companions, all 4 of them, and we'll jump into the main campaign in the next episode. So let's start with that. New character. These are your races. Some of them have multiple versions, like the Hill Dwarf and the Snow Dwarf. You have the Half-Elf, Humans, High Elves, Marsh Halfling, sorry, and the Sylvan Elves, and then Island Halflings. So for the first character, I'll be going Human. Go ahead and make that a male. Alright, so the human ancestry features are 6 move, ability score increase, +1 to all ability scores, as you can see over here. And then languages, common and one language of your choice. So originally born on Tirmar, brought to Solasta before the Cataclysm, humans have adapted to their new world thanks to their unique talents. Able to live anywhere and take any job, they are versatile above all else. Alright, here's your classes. You have Cleric, Fighter, Paladin, Ranger, Rogue, and Wizard. They will be releasing Sorcerer sometime after release. I'm not sure when, but it's supposed to be a free update to the game, so you have that to look forward to as well. But I'll be going to Paladin for my first class here. So Paladin class features saving throw proficiencies, Wisdom, and Charisma. Paladin is one of the few classes that can add his Charisma modifier to his saving throws. Very good. Then Paladin armor proficiencies, Light, Medium, Heavy, and Shield. Weapon proficiencies are Simple and Martial. Paladin skills, choose 2 of these skills: Athletics, Insight, Intimidation, Medicine, Persuasion, or Religion. Divine Sense reveals Celestials, Fiends, and Undead. Healing Pool, a pool of healing power, 5 points per Paladin level. Lay on Hands, spend points from your healing pool to restore lost HP. I believe this costs 5 points. You only get 1 casting of this per level. Neutralize Poison, spend 5 points from your Lay on Hands healing pool to neutralize 1 poison. Cure Disease, same thing but for disease. Class equipment, Longsword, Javelin ×5, Chainmail, Shield, Holy Symbol, Amulet, and then Priest Pack. You can change your equipment here. So I'm actually going to go for a DPS Paladin. So we'll grab the Great Axe. I may as well grab the Great Sword as well. Compare the 2 once we jump into the game. And then I'll keep the Javelins just to have a ranged option on hand. And then you can choose between 2 backpacks. I think every class can as well, at least the ones I've played around with. So the Priest Pack will give you a backpack, 2 candles, ration pouch, healing remedy, crafting, scroll of cure wounds, and a scroll of revivify. And the Explorer's Pack will give you 5 torches, ration pouch, healing remedy, projectile parts, and small smith toolkit. I'm going to stick with the Priest Pack for that. Scroll of revivify, I think. Just going to validate that. So Paladins are elite warriors who have sworn unbreakable holy oaths to fight evil. In addition to their weapons and armor, they wield divine powers and clerical spells. So these are the things we can look forward to at higher levels. The campaign does max out at level 10. They said due to funding and time constraints, they didn't want to go past level 10, at least for the first campaign. But, as always, there's room for expansion as they add more campaigns to the game. So at level 2, we'll get Divine Smite. When you hit a creature with a melee weapon, you can spend 1 spell slot to deal 2 to 8 additional radiant damage, 1 to 8 per slot above the first level, and then 1 to 8 when hitting an undead or a fiend. So you get bonus damage versus undead and fiends. Fighting style, choose a fighting style as a specialty. There are 4, I believe. We'll get to that once we level up. Then Paladin spellcasting, can cast spells from the Paladin spell list. And depending on which oath you go, you get different like preset spells. So I think Oath of Devotion can get the shield spell, and I think the Oath of the Motherland is what it's called, can get like Burning Hands. Anyway, at level 3 we'll get Channel Divinity. Use Channel Divinity actions once between rests, and then Sacred Oaths. Select and swear the Sacred Oath that binds you as a Paladin forever. So that's where you choose Oath of Devotion, Oath of the Motherland, and Oath of... I forgot what the third one is called, but we'll get to it. Level 4, Ability Score Choice. Choose between increasing your ability scores or gaining a bonus feat. That's going to be a pretty tough choice. Level 5, Extra Attack. You can attack one more time per combat turn when you use the attack or shove actions. So this is why I'm going to go DPS Paladin. I saw that, like, why would I not go that? Then level 6, Aura of Protection. Grants a saving throw bonus to your surrounding allies, equal to Charisma modifier, minimum of 1. And then level 8, Ability Score Choice. Choose between increasing your ability score or getting a bonus feat. And then Aura of Courage. You and allies within 10 feet cannot be frightened while you are conscious. At 18th level, the range becomes 30 feet. Which we won't reach 18th level, so that doesn't matter. I think there's some extra stuff we get as well, depending on which oath we go, but it doesn't show it here. But we'll cover that when we get to it. There are 4 deities. I'm not going to read through all of them, just the ones that I pick for each character. Einar, I think, is the perfect one for the Paladin. So Einar is the god of valor and fidelity, and the patron of paladins, lawful warriors, and those who bring light to darkness. The Church of Einar is organized into 3 orders. The Blade is a militant order, a bulwark against chaos and evil. The Shield is the Order of Protectors, devoted to their flock. The Beacon is an order of itinerant preachers, helping the communities through which they travel with their strength and arms, their healing skills, and their knowledge of the law. Alignment associated with it is lawful good, neutral good, and lawful neutral. And we'll go with Einar. Then you get to choose a background, which will give you different proficiencies and other little bonus effects. I've gone through all these. I think the Aristocrat is the best one for the Paladin. So background features, higher education, proficient in history, persuasion and intimidation. Persuasion and intimidation are both charisma-based skills. I'm going to have a high charisma score with the Paladin. Additional languages, choose 2 additional languages, so we'll have a total of 4 if you include common. And then background equipment, you get the Sigil Ring, which I think might come up in dialogue based on its description. This ring bears the arms of your noble family, marking you as a member. So I think these backgrounds will come up in dialogue options and other like flavor text. So I think this might come in handy. At the very least, we can sell it for 10 gold. And then starting gold is 80 D1. So I guess just 80 gold. Then you get to choose personality flags, which will come in. Alright, they changed it since I played with it last. There was a alignment wheel here. I don't see it now. Because you chose an alignment and it decided which flags you got. So your background changes your flags here at the top, and then these are based on your alignment. So I guess now you just choose your personality flags and it dictates your alignment. Interesting. Alright, so I'm going to go with Authority and Altruism. So Authority, a tendency to enforce rules and beliefs with authority and leadership. And Altruism, a tendency to always try to help those in need. Now I'll pick the same things here to boost it down here. So you have Formal from the Aristocrat background already. So your Formal personality score is 30. What does it say? This character uses complete sentences with technical or academic vocabulary. Then Casual, this character speaks like most folk do, neither overly formal nor overly colloquial. Then Altruism will read once we select it. Where's that? So Altruism, a tendency to always try to help those in need. Alright, so born among the lords of your people, you received a higher education. Your manners and speech were formal and rigid, and you have difficulties when dealing with low-ranking individuals. A life of privilege gave you enough perks to start your adventuring life with a comfortable package. Alright, that's the Aristocrat background. Alright, so there's a couple ways you can handle your attributes. You can do point buy, which gives you just a set 27 points, which is probably the most fair way to do it, because you can cheese your rolls if you want. Like right now, that's a really good roll. I'm probably going to rock with this. So I'm going to put the 17 into strength. Remember, I get +1 to every score, so everything's going to get bumped up by 1. Charisma 16, Constitution 16. I'm a little split here. Because dexterity, well, dexterity is not going to play a part in my combat capabilities outside of initiative. Because heavy armor in 5th edition, if you're wearing heavy armor, you don't, dexterity doesn't matter. There's really no penalty to having a negative modifier, but it does affect your initiative still, I believe. We'll probably put the 14 into wisdom just for the saving throws. And then this is going to bump up to 10 anyway, so yeah, we'll do this. I like that. Alright, then here's our skills. There's a handful of them. Athletics is something we're proficient in. Your strength athletics, well, not proficient. I get a +4 from my strength modifier here. It doesn't matter, I'm not going to go that on my paladin anyway. I'm actually going to go insight and medicine. Maybe I'll go... I'm going to go insight and athletics, I think. So yeah, athletics, your strength check covers difficult situations you encounter while climbing, jumping, or swimming. And then insight, your wisdom check decides whether you can determine the true intentions of a creature, such as when searching out a lie or predicting someone's next move. It's going to be useful to know which negotiation technique you should employ during a dialogue. Which is also useful for us because, you know, persuasion and intimidation is up there at +5. Alright, so this is just our proficiencies: simple weapons, martial weapons, light, medium, heavy armor, and shield. Now we need to select our languages. So everybody has common. And why can't I... Oh, because it's my ancestry language. So ancestry language, I'm going to select Old Temerian. An ancient language originated from Tirmar, the lost world of humans. It's been protected and transmitted since the Cataclysm. So it seems like only humans can learn that, I think. Alright, then other than that, I'll have a halfling, a dwarf, and an elf in my party, so I don't need those. I'm gonna go with... Let's go with Orcish and Terran. That sounds more exciting. So proficiency in a saving throw, skill, tool, or weapon lets you add your proficiency bonus to the corresponding ability check. Proficiency in feats, languages, and armors lets you use them. Expertise in skills and tools doubles the proficiency bonus. So, yeah, 4 languages. Pretty good. And again, our main personality flags are formal and authority, with a sprinkle of altruism in there as well. Alright, so character creation. Not the best character creation I've seen in a game. I don't know if they've added anything since I last tried. Alright, so Donald, and then Siedale. I don't actually know how to say that. I believe it's pronounced Seedhale. It means of shields. Alright, so faces. Faces do look a little better, I think, last time I checked. I still like face 6. I think face 1 is the better one now. So the hair options were horrible last time I played around with this. What's that? So not great. Oh, it's so jiggly when you do that. So this is the one I was going to use last time, which I think I'm still going to do. Add a little bit of gray in there, make it look like me. This is not what my hair looks like. Let's see, skin tone, probably something like that. Oh, thank goodness they fixed this one. This one was horrible before. It wasn't early access, so I didn't understand it. But yeah, these hairstyles, they're not great. I'm gonna go with 1. I'm not happy about it, but there it is. And good, they added more beards, because originally they just had this one and this one. They've added more options, thank goodness. None of these really match. I wish they had a bald option for the hair. Probably go with that, just to get around having to use this hair. For this, I think I'm gonna go with... I guess that one. It's probably closest to what I have. An eye color, I have brown eyes. Physique, let's just do jacked. A little older.
Let there be light.
A crude trap?
A crude trap?
We're coming!
Yeah, we'll go with that. Alright, we are a he. Alright, so, let's see. Domhnall is a... I said Domhnall. I say that so I can spell it, but it's Donald. Is a, paladin who seeks glory and justice, no matter the cost. Let's see. wed to Megan, who only wants to put the life adventure behind them. She acts as a voice of reason against his reckless behavior. Let's see, also friend of Waidrum Metalbeard, his lifelong companion and brother in arms. There we go. Just like a little something, nothing fancy. But there we go. There's my character, built after me. There he is, right there, added to this list. Alright, our next character. Next one is going to be an island halfling. So actually let the Mrs. design a character for herself, and she went with the island halfling, which is fine because she's going to be a ranger. So +2 to dexterity, 5 to move, brave, advantage on saving throws against being frightened, lucky, when you roll a 1 on attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, re-roll and use the new roll. Halfling nimbleness, you can move through the space of any creature that is of a larger size than you. And the island halfling specifically gets a +1 to charisma, languages, common, halfling, and one language of your choice, rope dancing, advantage on dexterity checks, acrobatics. Make that a female. Island halflings are the children of adventurous halflings who left the northern marshes to venture south and settle in the sunny islands. Discreet and brave, they're inclined to be affable and get along well with others. Then she'll be a ranger. So the ranger class features saving throw proficiency, strength, and dexterity. Ranger armor proficiencies, light, medium, and shield. Smithing, you're trained to craft basic ammunition with smith's tools, arrows, and bolts. Weapon proficiency, simple and martial. Ranger skills, 3 of these skills. Animal handling, athletics, insight, investigation, nature, perception, survival, and stealth. So rangers get to choose a favorite enemy. Gain advantage on ability checks towards this creature type, and additional damage against it equal to your knowledge level. I'm actually going to stick with Beast here. I think that's the most thematic of the ranger options. The natural explorer, are you adept at living and traveling in a certain type of terrain? Coast probably fits the... Does it give me a description on the beast? Yeah. So beasts are non-humanoid creatures that are a natural part of the fantasy ecology. Some of them have magical powers, but most are unintelligent and lack any society or language. Yeah, coast, most thematic for the island halfling, I think. Areas containing a coastline are considered coast terrain. Beware, this terrain type is not used in the Crown of Magister campaign, although part of the rule set invalid. For role-playing purposes, this element is not used in the Crown of Magister. Yeah, it's just repeating itself. We're gonna pick that anyway. That's what the Mrs. wanted, and it makes sense, so we're gonna rock it. It's not optimal, and that's fine. I'm not going for pure optimization. I'm going for more roleplay and more fun. Alright, so equipment, scale mail, longbow, the engineer's pack, short sword ×2, and arrow ×20. We can change this as well. I'm actually going to go with leather armor, which if you hold alt, you can see more details about. Let's see, AC set to 14, dex bonus 2. Yeah, this is better. We should have a higher dex bonus than what this provides, or lets us have. I'm probably going to go with the spear here, and I guess the dagger. We'll stay with the longbow as well. And then the Dungeoneer's pack gives us 10 torches, ration pouch, potion of healing, antitoxin, and projectile parts. Explorer's pack is the same as the Paladin. I might go with the Explorer's pack for that small smith toolkit, because she needs that to craft the projectile, right? Where's it at? Yeah, it needs smith's tools. So let's validate that. Alright, so then the Ranger. Wanderers of Solasta's wilderness. Rangers are trained survivalists, fierce in battle, and stealthy hunters. Excellent trackers and archers. They also have some spellcasting ability. Alright, at higher levels, so at level 2, they get a fighting style, which is one of the 4 that I mentioned earlier, which I believe is defense, duelist, two-handed, and protection, which involves a shield, if I'm not mistaken. And then Ranger spellcasting can cast spells from the Ranger spells list. Level 3, Primeval Awareness. Detects the presence of certain creature types in the location. the Ranger archetype, select the Ranger archetype that will guide you on your travels. Kind of like the Paladin's Oaths, that determines your subclass, or your archetype, depending on which game you're playing. At level 4, choose between your abilities, increasing ability scores or getting a bonus feat. Level 5, extra attack. You attack one more time per combat turn when you use the attack or shove actions. Level 6, a favorite enemy. Gain advantage on ability checks towards this creature type and additional damage against it equal to your knowledge level. So we can choose a second favorite enemy. I don't know if we can choose the same one and stack that effect, but we'll see. A natural explorer. You're adept at living and traveling in a certain type of terrain. And level 8, ability score choice again, so choose between increasing ability scores or getting a bonus feat. Level 10, natural explorer. You're adept at living and traveling in a certain type of terrain, so we choose another favored terrain. And then hide in plain sight. You can spend 1 minute creating camouflage for yourself. Once camouflaged, you gain a +10 dex stealth while you're standing against a wall. You have to restart the camouflage every time you rest or move to another location. Alright, and I think the best, because I'm not going to be taking a rogue with us in this playthrough, I'm going to have her go low life. So low life background features, cut purse, proficient in sleight of hand, stealth, and deception. Don't care about any of those. But burglary, proficient with thieves' tools. This will give us access to lockpicking, which is a big deal in CRPGs. That's the only reason why I'm taking this this background. So background equipment, commoner's clothing, and then for these, I think she went kindness and caution. If I'm not mistaken. So caution, a tendency to take care of one's own safety above all. And then kindness, a tendency to care about others, preferring to make friends rather than enemies. They're kind of contradictory, but it's fun. So slang, this character uses slang extensively, including crude and vulgar language on occasion, thanks to the low-life background. Casual, just like the Paladin. We went over those two already. So born in the streets, you have always been discarded by most commoners and learned to survive with close to nothing. This made you tough and resourceful. Manners and education are not your strong suit, but you have learned to compensate with other qualities. Not a huge fan of that roll. That one's not the worst. I don't like this 8. Alright, I like this one. 17 to dex, wisdom for spellcasting. I'm not super worried about it. We'll go ahead and do that. We'll put the 9 into charisma, so it just rounds out to a nice even 10. And then constitution, strength, and intelligence. Perfect. Alright, so here, let's see. We have athletics in my paladin. So I'm going to go with animal handling here, survival, and I think perception. She has a decent wisdom score. I think perception is dictated by your wisdom, right? Well, let me read these as well. So animal handling, when there is any question whether you can calm down a domesticated animal, keep a mount from getting spooked, or intuit an animal's intentions. Make a wisdom animal handling check. You also make a wisdom animal handling check to control your mount when you attempt a risky maneuver. The perception, your wisdom check lets you spot, hear, or otherwise detect the presence of something. It measures your general awareness of your surroundings and the keenness of your senses. And then survival, you make a wisdom check to follow tracks, hunt wild game, guide your group through frozen wastelands, identify signs that owlbears live nearby, predict the weather, or avoid quicksand and other natural hazards. Then she starts with smith's tools and thieves' tools. These are proficiencies and languages: common, spy's codebook, halfling, ultimarian, and let's go with goblin. Why not? A proficiency in a saving throw, skill, tool, or weapon lets you... Oh, we've already read that, so we don't need to read that again. Alright, let's rock that. There we go. Alright, so we'll do Megan Seed Hail, or Seed Hail. Let's change the hair first. Is there... I think that was it. I don't know what it is about the faces, but they seem a lot more proportionate on like the halfling model. Like they just all look a lot better on the halfling, I think. we'll do that. I don't remember which one she had picked. And this is, I think, the eye color she chose.
Deal with it.
Clumsy idiot.
Deal with it. Again. Harder.
Push!
She. Alright, so. Let's see, over a decade of... I forgot where I was going with this sentence. Gotta be careful, because she might watch this. So, Megan, married to Donald, is a ranger who constantly has to keep up, or to keep her husband in check for a decade of... dealing with his... well, those shenanigans. Has, increased her patience in dealing with others. She's extremely patient and tolerant. Alright, on to the next one. So we're going to do a Snow Dwarf instead of the Hill Dwarf because he gets the... No, I want to do the Hill Dwarf because he gets the +1 to Wisdom. I was mistaken about that. Alright, so the Dwarf, Ancestry features. 5 move, ability score increase, Constitution +2. Dwarven Resilience, saving throw advantages against poison resistant, or against poison. Resistance to poison damage, that's 2 different sentences. Dwarven Combat Training, proficient with Battle Axe, Hand Axe, and Warhammer. And the Hill Dwarf specific features are +1 to Wisdom, Dwarven Toughness, +1 hit point per level, Dark Vision, see normally in dim light and in natural darkness as if in dim light. The languages, Common and Dwarvish. He'll be a male. Hill Dwarves are naturally skilled miners and craftsmen, gifted with keen senses, deep intuition, remarkable resilience. Block against dirty, they are fierce warriors and keepers of their ancestral culture and traditions. He'll be our cleric. Alright, so class features for the cleric: saving throw proficiencies, wisdom and charisma. Cleric armor proficiencies, light, medium, and shield. Wait a second, let me go back, because one of the dwarf... I thought there was one that gave him proficiency with heavy armor. I have to double check that, I forgot already. Maybe it's not the race, maybe it's maybe something later. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Alright. It's the cleric. Cleric weapon proficiency, simple weapons. Cleric skills are history, insight, medicine, persuasion, and religion. Cleric spellcasting can cast spells from the cleric spells list. Ritual casting, you can cast a spell as a ritual if that spell has the ritual tag and you have the spell prepared. Divine domains, choose one of the divine domains granted by your deity. Scroll scribing, you have been trained to scribe magic scrolls. Sorry, equipment is mace, light crossbow, priest pack, holy symbol, scale mail, crossbow bolt ×20, and shield. Which we can also change. Let's go with Warhammer instead. And we'll bring another priest pack, why not? I'm fine with the light crossbow, give him a ranged option as well. So clerics are the servants of their chosen deity. In exchange for their faith and service, they are granted miraculous powers as long as they constrain themselves to following their god's creed and perform their religion's rituals. And at higher levels, so at level 2, Channel Divinity, can use Channel Divinity actions once between rests. Channel Divinity, Turn Undead. Channel Divinity to force undead creatures within 6 cells who can see you to flee, unless they make a successful Wisdom saving throw. Then level 4, choose between increasing ability score or bonus feat. At level 5, Turn Undead, Destroy. Channel Divinity to force undead creatures within 6 cells who can see you to flee, unless they make a successful Wisdom saving throw. Undead creatures within a challenge rating of 0.5 or lower that fail the saving throw are instantly destroyed. It's pretty awesome. At level 6, Channel Divinity increased, +1 Channel Divinity between rests, or use between rests. In level 8, Ability Score Choice, choose between increasing your ability scores or getting a bonus feat. Turn Undead, Destroy, again, but increases it from 0.5 to 1. I think I read everything. Alright, so here, I think that, I don't really care for that. The Sun Domain might be nice. So actually, I like Meraki, I think is how that's pronounced, or Meraik. Actually, I'm going to say Meraik. Oblivion seems pretty good because you get, where's it at? Gatekeeper, which sounds really good, because I don't know how hard this game is going to end up being. But I might go Life just for the bonus healing. Let me look at the spells real fast. Yeah, I like some of these a little more, I think. Though Gatekeeper sounds really good. So Gatekeeper, as long as you are conscious, you and your fellow party members within 6 cells have advantage on death saving throws. I like that. Alright, but we'll go with Meraik. So Meraik, the goddess of life and death, the patron of healers and embalmers, and the embodiment of universal duality. Traditionally, she is Arun's wife. Her cult consists of 2 orders. The Order of Life, Regnant, travels the lands as healers and defenders. They worship the healing, motherly aspect of Meraik. The Order of Oblivion is an order of avengers and embalmers. Where evil tries to pervert the cycle of life and death, the order ensures that the culprits are dealt with, and their undead victims return to their rests. Neutral Good and Life and Oblivion are the domains, as you see here. There was another one. What does Battle do? I guess I haven't looked at Battle yet. Oh, this is really good. Alright, so you can't cast spells with a shield in your hand. That's one of the downsides to spellcasting in this game. So this allows you to cast spells with a shield in your hand as opposed to your holy symbol. So I'm wondering if this is actually worth going. Because I'll still get healing and stuff. These are just the domain-specific spells. I still get the generic cleric spells. Yeah, I'm going to go with Battle instead. We're going to go with... I know we already have an Einar, but it makes sense because he's going to be a lifelong companion to Donald. So we're going to go with this instead. So we've already read this. Lawful Good, Battle, and Law are his domains. Alright, so Battle domain spells. We'll get level 1 Magic Missile and Shield of Faith. Level 3 Acid Arrow and Flaming Sphere. Level 5 Fireball and Haste. Plus I get Fireball. I mean, can't go wrong with that, right? Level 7, Stone Skin and Phantasmal Killer, then level 9, Hold Monster and Insect Plague. We get bonus proficiency to martial weapons. He only has simple weapons as a cleric, but he also gets the bonus Dwarven proficiencies, so he's going to be using a Warhammer regardless. He's already set. Divine Fortitude, as an action, gain 3 temporary HP per cleric level, recovered after a long rest. Then Battle Magic, can cast spells with a somatic component without a free hand, provided a weapon or shield is being wielded. So if he has a shield equipped, he can still cast spells. So that's why I'm picking this. Plus it sounds cooler. And again, it makes more sense if he's been friends with Donald their whole lives. Alright, so the Battle Domain grants powerful combat spells. Its clerics can deal damage as well as providing frontline healing. In the higher levels, level 2, Decisive Strike. On a successful attack, channel Divinity to add 1 to 6 to your damage and stun your target, save negates. Increases by 1 to 6 every 3 levels above level 2. So he gets another 2 to 12. Okay. Level 6, Herald of Battle. Allies and adjacent cells gain +1 on attack rolls, damage, AC, and saving throws. Yeah, this is already better than Life. Scholar of Battle at level 8. You can attack 1 more time per combat turn when you use the attack or shove actions. So another class, it gets another extra attack. Level 10, Divine Intervention. You attempt to request the help of your deity with a success chance of 1% per cleric level. Alright, let's do it. Yeah, I like Battle a lot more than Life. So here, I'm not sure which one of these is best for the cleric. I don't think there is a best one, so we'll probably just go with Academic. So background features, Bookworm, proficient in Arcana, Nature, and Insight. Runaway Antiquarian. You still have ties with the Antiquarians, and your relationship with them is already good. Additional languages, choose 2 additional languages. And Enchanter, proficient with the Manicolin Rosary, supposed to be useful to enchant items. Starts with a notebook, which I don't know what that does. A personal journal to keep note of your adventures and discoveries for posterity. That sounds good to me. So I assume you don't have a journal naturally? And so you have to get a notebook in order to keep track of your quests, maybe? I don't know, I haven't played it yet, so we'll figure it out. Starts with 15 gold, Commoner's Clothing. I don't know. See, Pragmatism is probably good for this. A tendency to value practicality over principles. And I'll go with something we don't have yet. Let's go with egoism. Tendency to put oneself, friends, and family first at the expense of others. Why not? I will do that down here as well. Alright, so you had two passions growing up, history and magic. Your teachers saw your interests and ensured that your potential was nurtured. Your mission in life is to discover the secrets of the past, both magical and mundane. So you took your backpack and set out to discover the wonders of Solasta for yourself, with your lifelong companion, Donald. That's not great. This isn't bad. I don't want that 6 though. I don't know if I want to settle for this. We probably can. So 17. No, we can do better. We can do better. Ooh. 17's good. Everything else sucks. This one isn't bad. It's not great either. We'll reroll. We can... Okay. Okay. I can see this. Yeah, we'll do it like that, I think. Works for me. Alright, so for him we'll do history and religion. So history, your intelligence check measures your... I don't want the intelligence check though. Let's do medicine instead. Let's say medicine check lets you try to stabilize the dying companion, diagnose an illness, or craft healing potions or antitoxin. Then we'll do religion as well. Your intelligence check measures the ability to recall lore about deities, rites and prayers, religious hierarchies, holy symbols, and the practices of secret cults. And he starts with the Manichalan Rosary. This pendant is used to enchant items using prime materials created by the ancient Manichalan Masters of Magic. It is almost impossible to reproduce their rituals, but they may be completed by one who has the required skill and ingredients. Then Scroll Kit contains the necessary tools and materials to prepare magical ink and craft spell scrolls. Those are his proficiencies, and he already knows Dwarvish, Common, and Spy's Codebook. I think Goblin makes sense for a Dwarf, and let's go with Giant as well. So these are your starting cantrips. You can choose 3 of these. I'm sorry, I set my microphone. So Guidance seems pretty good. Increase an ally's ability checks for a limited time. Light, an object you can touch emits a powerful light for a limited time. To my understanding, darkness plays a huge role in this game, so this is actually good to have. I'm not going to grab it though. Resistance, grant an ally a one-time bonus to saving throws. A Sacred Flame, strike an enemy with a radiant damage. I'm going to grab this, just to have an offensive cantrip available. Shine, an enemy you can see becomes luminous for a while. And then Spare the Dying, touch a dying ally to stabilize them. I'm going to grab that as well. Then Sparkle, target up to 3 objects that can be illuminated and light them up immediately. Alright, so he will be... Waygrum Metalbeard. Male, and... I believe it was face... I think it was 4 that I liked previously. Something like that, and let's see. Let's start with the beard. Let's add in more beards again. I'm a big fan of this one. I wish this was on the human models, honestly. Do black, brown. I gotta change his hair. None of these really stand out to me on a dwarf. Might go with that one, because it kind of matches the... Well, maybe that. I kind of like the top knot. You know what? Yeah, let's go with that.
That was a lucky hit.
You are a valued
A fine
comrade.
stroke.
That was a lucky hit.
All right, so those are the same as the human voices, I think. I was hoping for something a little more bass in it for the dwarf. That's okay. So, Lato is lifelong companion, friend. Always escorting, always joining him on his adventures across the globe. Let's see. That's it. I think that's it. Can't have anything else to add to that. Alright, another new character, we'll be making an elf. A high elf. So we'll be making a wizard. So elf ancestry features ability score increase, dexterity +2, fey ancestry, saving throw advantage against charm immunity. Or sorry, keep forgetting that's two different sentences. Saving throw advantage against charm and immunity to magical sleep. Dark vision, see normally in dim light, and in natural darkness as if dim light. Keen senses, proficient in the perception skill. Trance, 4 hours of meditation are sufficient to rest. High elf lineage features, 6 move, ability score increase, intelligence +1. Elf weapon training, proficient with longsword, short bow, and longbow. High elf cantrip, choose one wizard cantrip using intelligence as a spellcasting ability. Languages, common, elvish, and one language of your choice. What do we do? Another male. High elves are descendants of the people who ruled Solasta for centuries. They are trained to use magic very early and have a gift for languages. They receive the traditional martial training of their people with swords and bows. And a wizard. So wizard class features, saving throw proficiencies, intelligence, and wisdom. Wizard weapon proficiencies, dagger, dart, quarterstaff, light crossbow. Wizard skills, arcana, history, insight, investigation, medicine, and religion. And then spellcasting, or wizard spellcasting. You cast spells from the wizard spell list. Ritual casting, you can cast a spell as a ritual if the spell has the ritual tag and you have it in your spellbook. You don't need to have the spell prepared. And then magical crafting, you've been trained to scribe magic, scrolls, and use enchanting equipment. So quarterstaff, scholar's pack, adventuring wizard's clothing, component pouch, and spellbook. I'm fine with the quarterstaff, and I'm fine with... Okay, here we go. This is interesting. So component pouch contains material components for most spells. Costly components are not included. What does an orb do? Oh, it's spellcasting focus. Okay. I'm gonna go with the component pouch, I think. The scholar's pack, ration pouch, candle ×2, angry violet, crafting scroll of magic missile, scroll kit, crafting potion of healing, and a pearl. We're gonna go with that because we don't have one of these yet. Then has a spellbook. Essential for wizards, a spellbook is a leather-bound tome with 100 blank vellum pages suitable for recording spells. Then adventuring wizard's clothing, it's just his armor. Alright, wizards spend their lives studying magic, learning more and more powerful and wondrous spells. Despite their weakness in physical combat, their magical abilities make them dangerous foes. On higher levels, so level 2, Arcane Traditions, grants you specialization with a certain kind of magic. Arcane Recovery, once per day when you complete a short rest, you can recover a number of expended spell slots, max 5th level, up to half your wizard level, rounded up. Level 4, Ability Score Choice, choose between increasing your ability scores or gaining a bonus feat, and same at level 8. Talk about being feat starved. So this one, I'm not sure... I think I'm with Lawkeeper. It doesn't super fit the class, but I'm gonna boost up his perception. Well, maybe not, because we have that with the Ranger. So I don't actually know. I still think... I mean, Academic's probably the best one for him. So I'll probably just get a second Academic. Not super exciting to have the same background on 2 characters, but whatever. So we've already read all this. We'll go with Pragmatism, and let's actually go with Greed, just to mix it up. I've already read that as well. Alright, let's reroll the dice. That's not awful for a wizard. That 5, though. Don't want that. This is pretty good. Not the greatest. We can make this work. Let's do that. Alright, so here we want, let's see. What does he get? He gets 2. It's investigation and I guess history. Those are his proficiencies. He gets the rosary that the cleric had, and scroll kit. Contains the necessary tools and materials to prepare magical ink and craft spell scroll. Oh, we've read that. Alright, so he knows Elvish, Common, Spy's Codebook, Old Temerian. No, he doesn't know Old Temerian. Sorry, he doesn't know Spy's Codebook. He only knows Common and Elvish. I have to double check something. Let's see. Let's just do Terran. He is a wizard, so I think it makes sense for him to be able to communicate with creatures from the plains. In case, oh yeah, so Terran, a dialect of the primordial language spoken by creatures from the elemental plane of Earth, or those otherwise related to the Earth in some way. I think it makes sense for him to know this as well. I think we have all of our languages already covered, so I'm not super worried about it. Alright, so starting cantrip. These are pretty straightforward. So Acid Splash, launch an Acid Bolt. I don't know if there's going to be trolls in the game. That'd be worth having along for the ride anyway. So Annoying Bee, the target sees an illusional bee harassing them and has a disadvantage on concentration checks until the start of their next turn. Show Touch, deal damage to one enemy and prevent healing for a limited time. I like the sound of that. Dancing Lights, create dancing lights that move at your command. Also sounds pretty cool. I haven't looked at these yet, so I have to go through these for the first time now. Dazzle, lower target's AC and prevent reaction until the start of its next turn. Firebolt, launch a Firebolt. Light, we've read that at the Cleric. Poison Spray, fire Poison Spray at an enemy you can see within range. Ray of Frost, launch a Freezing Ray at an enemy to damage and slow them. Shadow Armor grants 3 temporary hit points for 1 minute. I like that too. Shadow Dagger, launch Illusionary Dagger that causes physical damage. Shine, we read that already. Shocking Grasp, damage and daze an enemy on a successful touch. Sparkle, read that as well. Eliminates 3 different items. Then True Strike, increases your chance to hit a target you can see 1 time. Let's get this. And, I don't know. I'm interested in this because I'm not... I'll also like bees. Let's go with this just because I like bees. Alright, so select spells for level 1. I know these are... yeah. So we get Burning Hands, Charm Person, make an ally of an enemy. I like the sound of that. See, Burning Hands, spray a cone of fire in front of you. I'm probably going to go with Charm. This sounds cool. Color Spray, spray a luminous cone. Crone. that briefly blinds your enemies. Comprehend languages. For the duration of the spell, you understand the literal meaning of any spoken words that you hear. We have all the languages covered, so I'm not worried about that. Unless there's languages that we can't learn. Detect magic, detect nearby magic objects or creatures. I want that. Expeditious Retreat, gain movement points and become able to dash as a bonus action for a limited time. False Life, gain a few temporary hit points for a limited time. Feather Fall, I'm going to grab this too. Get some more utility in here. So provide a safe landing when you or an ally falls. Fog Cloud, generate a sphere of thick fog for a limited time. Creatures inside it cannot attack those on the outside. I might get that too. We're obviously going to get Grease. Cover an area of 2x2 cells with Grease. Creatures trying to cross it may fall prone. A Magic Missile is also an essential one, I think. Strike 1 or more enemies with projectiles that can't miss. Oh, all these look so good. Alright, so Hideous Laughter. Make an enemy helpless with irresistible laughter. Identify the hidden properties of an object. Ooh, I want that. Jump, increase an ally's jumping distance. Mage Armor, provide magical armor to an ally who doesn't wear armor. Thunderway, emit a wave of force that causes damage and pushes creatures and objects away. Sleep is also good. Put a number of creatures to sleep for a limited time. Shield, increase your AC by 5 just before you would take a hit. And then protect versus evil and good. Touch an ally to give them protection from evil or good creatures for a limited time. So I'm actually really split on this. What do we have? We have Magic Missile, Grease, Detect Magic, Featherfall, Charm Person. I think I want to Identify. I mean, Fog Cloud sounds really good too. And Mage Armor, of course, is really good. I guess that's what we're going to do. Alright, and so some of you guys may recognize this name. I thought about doing like a Middle-earth name like Fingolfin or something like that. Celebrimbor. I'm going to go with Faendal. It's a character from Skyrim, and there's a very... I have quite the history with this character. He's actually the only companion I ever take with me in Skyrim when I play it. Because he is the broest of bros. Alright, I guess we'll go with that face. I'll do something like that, I guess. I kind of like that hair. But we might go with That's very elfy looking. I'm fine with that, I think. Eye color. I don't remember what Feindal's eye color is. I think it's like a yellowish. He is a wood elf. So do something like that. Age. Make him a little older, I think.
Hold firm. You've
Well
endured
struck.
worse.
An elementary mistake.
I believe there is a hidden door.
Are you still with us?
A modest success.
Alright. Let's see. So Feindal discovered Donald when... no, let's see. Road 2. Road 2 was aid when he was beset by giants. Whilst exploring... Oh, not whilst. Whilst exploring their camp. Ever since, the two have been inseparable. There we go. Yeah, so there's a pretty lengthy story about why I always choose Feindal when I play through Skyrim, and he's the only companion I'll ever use. Summarized in this short backstory. Yeah, I think we're all set. Got an achievement for that. Alright, so when we start our adventure in the next episode, Donald, Megan, Warum, and where's it at? Feindal. There's our party. That's gonna do it for now. The next episode we'll start the campaign. We'll be playing in authentic mode as well, which is the standard for players who want the authentic tabletop rule set. I like to play just like the standard difficulty, at least for the first playthrough. So the new realms of Solasta turn their eyes toward the Badlands and its treasures, but war isn't the only threat looming over the Principality of Masgarth. And we'll start next time. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.